gentlemen, a very good evening. You're watching the News Night and I'm Deepti Sachdeva. Today we are talking of a fascinating story. This is about the Iranian supreme leader who vanished. He vanished during a war. Remember this. There was not a whisper, there was not a photograph, not even a prayer. But then, suddenly after 9 days of global silence, the man has finally surfaced and he has spoken today. But not from a podium, but from a teleprompter. Ayatollah Khamenei has appeared in a pre-recorded video, parts of which you see on your screens. Now, he said multiple things, and I'll tell you what he says, but that is not important. He's declared a slap to America. He says there could be a collapse of Israel and also a victory for the Islamic Republic. But you know what is the catch? And what is it that you must focus on tonight? If you look at this particular video, there is no timestamp. We do not know when this was recorded. There is no location. So where is he right now? Is this in real time? Again, no word on this. And clearly there is no word on Iran's nuclear losses or casualties. A lot of you have been asking if this is a part of a deep fake. Has this been created using artificial intelligence? We do not know. But what is the question that you must ask yourself? There are just two questions. When you look at Ayatollah, the supreme leader of Iran, appearing like this and speaking after silence during a war, is this real leadership or is this just a regime that is grasping for control? Do remember, the regime change is still a concern. And he today could also be a worried man, but we do not know where he is. What is about his health? Was there any targeting of Ayatollah, the supreme leader of Iran, during these strikes? And when was this video recorded? So tonight on News Night, the war may have been paused, but Tehran's propaganda machine is still at war, says a lot of people. Is this deepfake? Is this artificial intelligence? We will recap and decode all that and much more with you. And as we look at a lot of these images, we know that that man now is alive. He has surfaced. But why did he not go live? That is a question that people are asking. So let's bring out questions that you must also look at as we will go big on the story. We continue to ask, where is he? But let's bring up more questions that haven't been answered in spite of this video. The top band will always say that you have Ayatollah who's alive, but he's not live. Now, I want to tell you more about where he usually stays. If you look at this map of Iran here on your screens and that portion that is circled there in red, that is the 11th district. There are about 22 such districts in Iran, and this is his usual base. The leadership house in District 11 in Tehran, and this is where he stays most of the time. But then what has happened now? We'll bring up what is unusual, what has changed, and also details of this video. Now, if you look at this particular video on your screens, this is a recent broadcast. In fact, in just the last 20 days, the last time that you had seen Ayatollah was the 18th of June. And now he's surfaced today. But this also shows you that there is a new setting. Look very closely at the curtains and a lot of other things, and those are details that I'm going to bring up next here. These are two videos, the 18th of June and the 25th of June. This is both the supreme leader. One is a long time ago, the other has just happened today. But look at the backdrops. The backdrops hardly change. The man is obviously looking a little bit more down and out, is what a lot of visual analysts say. But these brown curtains are consistent during both the videos. Also, if you realized, Ayatollah Khamenei's poster at the back is also constant in both of the videos. And this is a location that has not been seen before. So does this mean that his location on the 18th and the 25th was the same, or were both the videos recorded on the same day? Because there is no timestamp. Now, this also signals that he has possibly shifted to an undisclosed location, which is a given. There were strikes and he had to be pushed out to safety, and I'm going to tell you more about the bunkers where he possibly could be. Now, as this story will move, you will also get in more details of what analysts say. Analysts point out to the IRGC Media Operation Hub, which is a part in central Iran. And they say if you look at the video and the setting, possibly he has been moved to that safe location. But then, if you have a larger idea of where he is Ayatollah right now nearby that particular building? or is he beneath that same building? Because there are multiple bunkers, and clearly he today is in a very, very fortified place. He has been avoiding vehicles amidst a lot of these car bomb fears, which you have seen the Mossad, that is the intel agency of Israel, actually using time and again. But again, look at these two videos, the 25th of June and the 18th of June, because the story lies here. When were they recorded? Why is there no date stamp? Why is he reading from a teleprompter? When was all this done? And where is he? Is he still in a bunker? Has he been hurt? Is he in a hospital? Is he even in Iran? These are multiple questions people continue to ask, but we will also now help you understand what happens when you are inside a bunker. Now, this is through artificial intelligence that we are just reimagining what could happen in a bunker. Now, this is actually what a bunker could look like. We can tell you that he was rushed to an underground bunker hours after the Israeli strike. If you look at Iran, large parts of it, remember, has those stones, it has mountains. The terrain is such that you can be able to create such bunkers. Let's move. As you will see this entire image now moving, and this goes inside a bunker. So these are portions of inside a bunker. He actually moves in here with his family. His entire family, the buzz is with him. And they have been sheltering with the family in the Lavizan facility. This again is a known facility that he has used previously. Again, through artificial intelligence, we are just helping you understand where could he be, which bunker, what he could be doing. Now, this is again a portion of a bunker that you see, and we keep going down just to help you understand the impact. Now, this is the same bunker that was used during Iran's April and October 2024 attacks on Israel. Even then, you had the supreme leader who was immediately rushed to a bunker, and he stayed there safely for a lot many days. No one knows when did he come out, what happened post that. And all this is also high-tech. It has a lot of surveillance. No one has easy access. So whether you look at how this surveillance is actually going on, provided by the multi-layer of security also there, it is guarded by an elite and a secretive unit. It is so secretive that even top people in the Iranian establishment are not aware about this. Who's manning this? There are no answers. It is that much of a secret. We move again as far as the bunker is concerned to get you more details of what is it that we know through different media reports coming in different outlets. This has a 24/7 protection by a covert security force, keeping in mind, remember, that he is a high-value target. And clearly, you have to keep him safe because that is what Iran obviously wants to tell the world. We move on more to get you more pictures that have been created by artificial intelligence on these bunkers and life inside this. He's shielded against infiltration and also assassination. Such are the techniques, such are the walls, such are the equipments, and we do know there is hardly any connectivity that Ayatollah, the supreme leader, has with the rest of the world. But that is the challenge. What about the people guarding him? Do they keep mobile phones? Could there be surveillance on them? These are important questions. But at this moment, I want to get in Dr. James Dorsey. Okay, we'll get him in just a moment. I think John is also joining us. Rosmondo, he's a global commentator and also a commentator on the US national security. John, thank you for your time here and thank you for speaking to us on NDTV. You've seen Ayatollah surfacing today. He's broken his silence. But when you look at the video, and we'll put out that video also on our screens, there are a lot of questions being asked whether this is a part of deepfake, this is genuine. Where is he? Why did he not go live?
Well, let's put it this way. As you've been pointing out, he's a subject to assassination. The Iranians know just how well penetrated the IRGC is by the Mossad. So, it looks like genuine, that, it's real. But, as you say, you don't know when this was taken, but, his message is clear. Iran is not going to give up its nuclear program, and it would view doing so as surrender. So I think that this is a message that the Supreme Leader is still alive and that Israel missed him.
You say that this is clearly a message that the supreme leader is alive. But then, John, the next obvious question that a lot of our viewers would be interested in today's day and time where deep fake and artificial intelligence can create a lot of those videos, if I'm just looking at these two videos, whether it is the 18th of June or today, 25th of June, the backdrop is the same. The man is looking much the same. He's reading from a teleprompter. It is the same setting. How do we know it has not been recorded on the same day?
Well, we don't know, whether it's been recorded in the same day. However, if you look at AI-generated video, it's not as crisp as authentic video. It's not that level of technology yet. So, you can just look at different aspects of AI-generated video and still be able to tell the difference if you know what you're looking at.
Interesting, because I think this is a very, very important detail to look at. And I want to talk about the role of Mossad when it comes to Iran. And John, allow me a moment, because I want to go big on this and get our viewers a little bit more detail on how does this intel agency really operate, what do we know about what it has done in the past, and why today Ayatollah had to be moved to that secretive facility. We are going to get those details here on our screens here as we continue to ask, where is he? Why did he not go live? Now, how deep is the Mossad inside Iran? Mossad is the intel agency of Israel, said to be working with precision, with surgical strikes. That's exactly how it operates. Mossad, if you just even Google about it, you will realize the kind of assassinations that it really has been linked to. 2020, Fakhrizada killed by the remote controlled robot. This again is a very important assassination that Mossad is linked with. In 2023, you would recall that the Hamas's chief, Khamenei, was also blown up. And this is how you had a lot of that Hamas leadership almost crumbling. Even Nasrallah eliminated with bunker busters. So they showed you their power, whether it is on the surface, whether it's in the skies, or whether it is deep below. They are capable of putting out that kind of a precision strike. Now, a lot of this intel, you would wonder that you have Mossad that is operating inside Iran, but how do they get information? How can they get information about Ayatollah? A lot of this intel is traced to Ayatollah's inner circle, and that has been a problem. Who really are those people who possibly could be passing on that intel? And on this point, John, if I can come back to you, there has been a lot of concern about the fact whether Ayatollah is safe or not, about his health condition, who's calling the shots in Iran. So do you believe that with all that conversation picking up pace in the last few hours, this video that has been released, that is edited without a timestamp, will this quell all that speculation?
Well, nothing is ever going to quell speculation, but the one thing that you have to realize is that there's a lot of dissension inside the Iranian regime against the Ayatollah. I mean, if the IRGC has been heavily penetrated by the Mossad, that says a lot. You have, public statements of planned mass executions to try to dissuade people from supporting the Mossad. So I have to, say that, the regime itself is penetrated. However, you're talking about this secret squad. We don't know whether the Mossad knows about who the people in the squad are and so forth. So I'd have to say that he's, likely still alive, and that this is a reminder that, they may have gone for the top leader of the Islamic Republic, but they didn't get him.
Okay, you're saying that they didn't get him. Now, I do remember even Donald Trump saying, we know his location. When we want him, we can get him. Netanyahu still says that whether it's an assassination or a regime change, we are not ruling out anything. And that is why I think the location of the supreme leader and the fact that he surfaced today does raise a lot more questions. John, I'm again requesting your indulgence as we will go big to talk about, can a strike really happen? Is it possible? Can you have the US and Israel together striking Ayatollah? Is it that simple? What really are the challenges? And those are details we'll again go big with here on our screens as we look at that entire story playing out here. And as you look at these three individuals right now, whether it is Netanyahu, whether it is Donald Trump, or whether it is Ayatollah, the supreme leader, everyone had a stake in this entire conflict that really has spanned out. But to be able to strike him, you need specific intelligence. Then you actually need boots on the ground. Because if he's in a bunker, the strategy to attack him could be different. If he's traveling in a car, which he's not doing now, your strategy has to be different. And the real fear is also, John, that like we were just discussing, that what about this inner circle, this inner coterie, though a lot of those men now have been eliminated also by Israel in these strikes. Could someone very close to Ayatollah, the supreme leader, be passing that intel? Because otherwise, is it easy for the Mossad to be able to pick up intel like this?
Well, they probably have penetrated people in the inner circle. I mean, that's why they knew where these people were. I mean, the Mossad was able to create a fake phone call that got the top leadership of the Iranian, of the IRGC together, and they were able to blow them up. But I think the thing is has Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu decided to eliminate the supreme leader? If he had been assassinated, the way that Ibrahim Raisi arguably was done by the Mossad in the helicopter crash last year, his death would have been announced by the regime. The fact that no such admission has been made suggests to me that he's still alive, because you had the same thing with Hezbollah. They eliminated Hassan Nasrallah, and Hezbollah was forced within 24 hours to admit that he was dead. So I would say that the same thing would be the truth with regard to Khamenei, because he's the highest value target in the entire country. I mean, have Trump and Netanyahu made the decision to make an attempt on his life. If they had the intelligence and the actionable decision, he would be eliminated tomorrow. So I just don't think that Trump and Netanyahu have decided to eliminate him yet.
Okay. All right. That's also a good point and a fair point. And now we can actually put out details of how a strike could actually happen. What is it that you really need in case you need to strike at a high-value target like him? Now, remember, he's tracked via spies, signals, intel, and artificial intelligence. This is essentially all ways that any kind of intel agency can be using to spy or to track someone. As you look at human intelligence, you look at signals through telecommunications and other networks, the intel's artificial intelligence, trying to connect movements and dots. Now, what are the strike options? Either you could use the Air Force, you could use a drone, or even a street agent. Again, this is depending on the location of the supreme leader. Or does it mean that he's changing his locations? We still do not know. Also, we do know that Ayatollah has been avoiding tech. He doesn't keep phone, and there is no way to directly communicate to him. But what about his aides? What about people who are actually guarding him in that periphery, in that paraphernalia? The buzz is that they do have those equipment. So what if those equipments are tracked? Because every call, every email, encrypted chat could be intercepted and analyzed. And this is exactly how you have Mossad and the CIA working. The intel agencies of both Israel and the US respectively, as they continue to look at all this. And could this be also a way where he could be struck? Clearly, there are a lot of these concerns. But then, earlier today, you've had an important video that has been released by the Pentagon. This, remember, is the bunker buster. You have seen us speaking about this on Newsnight and NDTV putting out these videos. This is the GBU-57, and this is Pentagon dropping those bomb tapes, they say. And they still want to tell you that Iran's nukes have been obliterated, though there have been different versions to this. But I'll just take a moment for you to look at this particular video, and you see that stealth bomber drops this GBU-57, which is a huge bomb. It goes deep inside. Look at the impact, and there is this huge commotion that you see at that moment. Sit back and watch as we play this entire video for you, now full frame. And I want to go back to John on this particular aspect also. John, we've seen Pentagon releasing that particular video of the bunker buster, the GBU-57. There's a lot of conversation about the nukes also. And it is these nukes that make Ayatollah very, very dangerous right now. So what have we achieved in this entire conflict if, Ayatollah is still alive there and he's actually challenging America? He says, you know what we did at the Qatari air base?
Well, let's put it this way. The attack on the Qatar Air Base was just symbolic, but the Pentagon briefing yesterday had the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff saying that there's no way that the enrichment facility at Fordo could remain operational with dropping 12 of those 30,000-pound MOP bunker busters. As a result of that, the Iranian nuclear program has probably been set back by, 5-10 years or even more. If we look back at the precedent when the US CIA worked with Mossad to plant the Stuxnet virus that destroyed a lot of those centrifuges, they got back into the game. The Ayatollah is saying that we're not giving up. I mean, they'll rebuild. Maybe China will help them. Maybe, they'll get assistance from North Korea or some other, rogue entity. But, he's vowing that this nuclear program is not over and that no negotiations will bring an end to his program.
Okay, but a lot of conversations also about Ayatollah today. Is he as strong as he was? Or, you've seen a lot of his close guards there, people very close to him, whether it is in the military, the intel, who've been neutralized as far as the strikes are concerned. So let's also talk about them and then explain to you the importance today of why today Ayatollah is even more weak as the US and Israel would want us to believe, because look at who all have been eliminated. This is Saeed Azadi, commander of the Palestinian Corps, and these are top Iranian military commanders who have been neutralized during these strikes. We'll bring up more details about him. He was a key coordinator between Iran and Hamas, allegedly also responsible for funding the Hamas, the same Hamas that is a proxy as far as Iran is concerned. The other man we are talking about is Major General Ali Shadmani, the wartime chief of the staff, close aide of the Supreme Leader. He has again been neutralized in these strikes. He was critical for the IRGC and also the Iranian army, and that is why a lot of their strength gets depleted now. The other man is General Hossein Salami. He was the commander-in-chief of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, and again someone said to be very, very close to the Supreme Leader. And he also controlled Iran's terror nukes. And this is, again, another important man, the chief of the staff of the Iranian army, Major General Mohammad Bagheri. He has also been neutralized. He was the second highest commander after Ayatollah. And when you're looking at all this happening, who's next? What could happen? Could there be a regime change? Now, there has been a lot of conversation about Mojtaba Ayatollah Khamenei. He, in fact, is the second son of the Supreme Leader. Deep ties with the IRGC and Iran's clerical establishment, and he is also said to be right now in the same bunker where Ayatollah is. The other man is Ali Reza Rafi, the trusted confidant of the Supreme Leader. He holds key positions, the second deputy chairman of the Assembly of Experts. This is what possibly is also being discussed. The buzz is that Ayatollah himself has named people to be able to succeed him in case, you have an eventuality. The other man we are talking about is Ali Asghar Hijazi, the political security and affairs official in his office, powerful intelligence official. Again, tipped to succeed Ayatollah in case a need is. Ali Akbar Velayati, the former foreign minister, said to be again very, very close to Ayatollah, and that is why he finds his name on this list. Mohammad Golpaingi, the chief of the staff in his office, again, most trusted. So at least 5 names is what we have discussed. John, and this is going to be my last question to you as we look at more developments on this story. Okay, I'm told that we don't have John with us, but this, remember, again, is a story that is important to look at. I will close, but we will go full frame with those two videos that you have seen earlier in the day, one from the 18th, the other from the 25th, because Iran wants you to believe that Ayatollah is unharmed, he is safe, and he has a message not just for his own people, but also for the US and also for Israel. But again, if you look at the pictures, we do not know anything about the veracity. Are these old videos? Are these new videos? What will he do next? Is the war that has just hit a pause all but over? Newsnight will continue to track that story. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.